It was really bad. I lost my job. What could I do? So eventually I picked up the courage, bought a very old car, lived back in the dorm, eating cheap food. I lost everything, my house, my partner, my food, everything I lost. So my only choice was to pick myself up and become a taxi driver, eventually taking part-time job again, being security guard and moving my way up. I bounced back stronger. Now, take a look who I am. I'm now the head of a corporation, a construction corporation. Can you imagine that? I've bypassed what I was previously. Now I'm doing well again. Alright, this was where I was, devastated, lost everything. So I was crazy. I don't know what to do. I couldn't trade without a job. I couldn't be a chef. I couldn't take on the side jobs anymore because I don't even have a job. So I need something, right? I need to get my feet up. I can't even be a sales clerk, a cook. It's out of the question. Branch director, everything is out of the question. Because without house, without car, you can't do anything. So I'm hunting for a good job, a good pay, hopefully to get back on my feet. Eventually I found this. I need to work from square one again, taxi driver. Of course it can be a sales promoter, but I'd rather we start with a taxi driver so we can take on a side job. Alright, so we got ourselves a car and then eventually we became a taxi driver again. So we just need a car from the junkyard. That's all. That I have some sufficient cash left. Alright, so being a taxi driver, I still need to find myself living in the dorm, getting some really cheap second-hand food. So that will cost me a bit of money, but it's fine. That allows me to be a promoter, but that's not what I'm aiming for. I at least minimally should start as a taxi driver. So I'm really tired, and we just gotta accept some hot dog as my meal, and we shall proceed on to find cheap clothing, and then we can proceed to be in as a taxi driver from start again. We lost our job. It was doing very well. Suddenly we lost everything, but no worries, we'll pick ourselves up gradually. We'll become security guard, deputy head again, and we'll pick ourselves up by buying another car. With the salary earned, with some luck in the stock market, we become the deputy head. So very soon we proceed, and if we save enough, we should be the head of security in no time. And of course, I will try my luck again in the stock market, and hopefully this time round, time it properly and everything works in my favor. The chart looked like my downfall that I just happened, and then slowly picking myself up with ups and downs in life, and that's life, right? So never give up. Soon I'm able to become the head of security, and we'll be back to become intern, and that's what we strive for, and we need to work our step up. Cook will be next. We must really work ourselves into the next industry, into the cutlery industry, so we can climb back into the construction industry. So that was what I'm working hard for. Now I'm still a deputy head of security. I'll just need to do a bit more to make sure I fulfill all the criteria so we can go back to where we were. Department head, branch director, that was what we used to be. We need to do something. We cannot hesitate. We just got to continue to strive forward, work really hard. We gotta accept this 90s card, and then we are here to fulfill our other requirements, and we should get some better clothing, casual clothing, and slightly better accommodation at a studio apartment, and I think we are ready As a department head, we earned a slightly better income, and of course, a branch director is something that we have also fulfilled, give us even better. And next, we're gonna move on to the cutlery industry as a cook. So a suite will be something we need to get into, a house, a better house right now, but always keep in tabs the expenses, and of course uplift our mood and health. And soon we'll be head of chef again. And of course intern into the construction industry. That's what I'm aiming for. I want to get back my job as a specialist. I want to climb that ladder in the construction industry. It's really important. I will stop at where I was, which is intern, and then eventually I'll need to progress even further. Nothing can stop me. I'm climbing up again. This time around, more careful, but we'll bounce back stronger. We got ourselves a sedan, nice one, and of course we gotta bear in mind all the expenses and the mood, so we can become a cook again. Alright, so we got an almost new car first, got a girlfriend that fulfills the criteria of a cook. Don't overspend, take a step at a time. This is a mistake I made previously, didn't manage the budget too well, but this time around I've been a head chef again. Slowly we're back on track. We'll bounce back stronger, definitely. We'll be a foreman or even further in the construction department, construction industry. We'll be very profitable and we'll make more money than we ever made. Yes, I made it. We're back on the foreman. Got a good house, partner, car, and of course we need to work even harder. And by working a bit harder, we need to learn to relax, spending slightly a bit more money right now, going for some good expenditure, keep ourselves up in terms of mood and health. And next moment, we are already progressed further than where we stopped. We are now a site manager. Chief engineer will be next. Chief engineer will give us a good salary and definitely a more balanced budget. And of course, site manager currently is earning good pay, but we need to progress further. Chief engineer will be next. There'll be a $700 pay raise, and definitely we are experienced enough to do that job. And we are now a chief engineer of that construction company. And before long, we will be promoted again. Chief engineer, branded name clothings, and very soon we'll be a deputy director of construction, and we are heading towards the head of construction. Alright, so we are promoted again, and now we are the deputy director of a construction. So much better, but of course we have aged a lot. We have struggled through ups and downs, and now we are hoping for a lot more. Probably gonna achieve even more by opening our own business soon. But of course, before that, we gotta take some probably engineering course later, and we need to be fulfilled as a director soon to boost our salary so we can incur more expenses. That jump is good. It gives us an $800 jump. But of course, if we go into the job of finance, it'll give us more money. But again, switching over would have downsides in terms of the profits, as the salary would drop. Now, as a director of a construction company, we have hit the top of that construction. Alright, so we're really happy, and we have made it stronger. So now it's time for us to move on to the better home, and probably we could move on to another industry after we lift up our mood. Alright, I'm now the head of the construction, and something that I'm proud of. So the moral story is, do not give up. Life, there'll be ups and downs. It's about perspective. If you give up, you'll always be down. But if you have fallen, pick yourself up and you'll bounce back stronger. No worries, starting is always tough, but we'll strive further. So this is part of my success story. I am now head of construction, and of course looking to expand into business very soon. See you. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Goodbye.